Welcome to the Airbus A220 assembly and completion site here in Mirabel, Quebec. The A220 aircraft family includes two models, the A220-100 and the A220-300, optimized for the 100 to 150 seat market, which are extended and perfectly complements the Airbus commercial aircraft portfolio. It takes a few months to build an A220 from the moment the first fuselage piece enters the pre-assembly line to the time the customer takes delivery of their aircraft. During this time, each of the Mirabel site team members will have a unique role to play to make it fly. Since the program was launched, the A220 has received nearly 800 orders to date from around 25 customers worldwide. In total, over 220 A220s have been delivered to airlines in all corners of the globe. Now, let's take a look inside. This final assembly line was inaugurated in 2014 for the production of the A220, which was at the time called the C Series. In July 2018, the program became part of the Airbus family and was renamed to the A220. This site in Mirabel is the primary A220 FAL, producing both models, the -100 and the -300, and serving customers worldwide. In addition, we built a second final assembly line in Mobile, Alabama, which started A220 production in August 2019, exclusively for our US-based customers. Since Airbus has started leading the program, we have implemented numerous enhancements to our facilities and industrial processes to improve our efficiency as we ramp up production, applying best-in-class industrial practices by deploying the Airbus operating system. In this short video, you will discover how the A220 is made, step by step, and how we look after our customers after each aircraft takes it to the sky for its first flight. I wish you a great virtual tour. Enjoy the visits.
Let's have an overview of the A220 industrial process, which is our manufacturing plan. Now, it's divided into 4 different steps. The first step is the assembly line. In the assembly line, its main mission is to receive all major components, such as fuselage, wings, empennage. We physically join them together, install all of our systems, and give life to the aircraft, which is power on.
Here is a brand new section of the Airbus A220 assembly production facility in Mirabel, which started its operations in January 2022 and is dedicated to the pre-assembly of A220 aircraft subcomponents. This building, also known as the Prefal, has a surface area of 125,000 square feet, the equivalent of more than 7 NHL rings, bringing the Airbus Mirabel site's total surface area to nearly 1.4 million square feet. It is also the very first Airbus Prefal to be located outside of Europe. In this Prefal, you will find sub-component preparation lines that are used to deliver finished A220 center and rear sections to the Mirabel and Mobile final assembly lines, with systems and installation installed and floor fully closed. This allows our assembly line teams to then focus on joining the fuselage sections. After several months of preliminary studies to propose the most efficient organization to ensure the A220 production ramps up according to plan, and combining the strengths of the Mirabel teams with the experience of the Saint-Nazaire teams, we have been able to set up autonomous production teams called EAPs, as is the case in other Airbus Prefal. 1 year of work was necessary before starting operation in January 2022.
The Prefal has been designed in the post-line concepts, which means that our colleagues stay in the same position on the same pallets to perform their sub-assembly activities. It is the aircraft fuselage parts on the pallets that move, and not our colleagues. The pallets are equipped with all the tools, a drop point and aircraft access required for assembly activities, making our sub-assembly process more efficient than before. Upstream of the pulse line for the rear fuselage, There are also fixed stations which are dedicated to structure and assembly activities of the rear fuselage. Also, the arrival of EAPs at the Mirabel site represents a substantial evolution in the way we support our operation teams, which are made up of both production colleagues and support team members. By collaborating and meeting on a daily basis, the EAP teams are able to reinforce the synergy between the various departments involved in production. The post-line concept enables us to optimize the overall A220 assembly cycles and gain efficiency. This helps us achieve our objective of reducing production hours per aircraft. We can now accelerate the A220 program's production rate, which will reach its peak around the middle of the decade.
The Airbus A220 Mirabel assembly facility is composed of two identical lines. The combined capacity is designed to produce up to 10 aircrafts per month. The two lines are divided in three positions. Here on my right, you have the first workstation that we name LCS 001. This is where most of the major components arrive and are joined. These main structures, being the cockpit and mid and rear fuselage, are produced by suppliers all around the world. The joining process uses state-of-the-art technology to ensure adherence to the highest quality standards. The second station, called LCS 002, is very critical to the build process. Again, it involves many suppliers and core competencies. We have three teams working in parallel: the vertical and horizontal tail stabilizer installation, the wing joining, and system installation in the fuselage. All these teams are synchronized in order to maximize the critical path and reduce the cycle time. The main landing gears are installed, and from this point on, the aircraft will roll to the next station. On my left, the third station, LCS 003, is the last station of the assembly line. This workstation is pretty much where we give life to the aircraft. Power and hydraulics are turned on. Functional testing of the flight controls are performed, the doors are adjusted, and the cabin is pressurized. After this position, the A220 will be towed to another hangar to perform phase 2 of our industrial process.
Welcome to phase 2 of the industrial process. This position is called LCS 10 to 40. Basically, we have three main objectives in this section. The first objective is to complete the cabin installation, which include bins, sidewall, and all major cabinet. They will be fully tested and presented to our customer. The second objective is to install the engine and perform final adjustment of flight controls, which means they are all tested to meet the aerodynamic requirements.
We'll then move into the third phase of the manufacturing plan, which is the paint shop. In the paint shop, we will then customize the paint system to the specific customer. And finally, we move into the fourth stage of our industrial plan, which is the pre-flight and delivery.
As you can see, after the aircraft is painted, we enter the final phase of our industrial process, flight testing and delivery. In this final stage, we perform the very last critical preparation in order to fly the aircraft for the first time. Our pilot perform various in-flight tests to validate that all the previous work in the build process provide the highest level of performance. At the end of the flight testing phase, we present the aircraft to Transport Canada Authority, who will conduct a ground inspection to provide us the certification of airworthiness. Finally, we're ready to begin the delivery process, where the aircraft will be handed over to the customer delivery team. They will accept their new aircraft by proceeding with a ground inspection, followed by a customer acceptance flight. At this point, the aircraft is ready for its fair flight to the customer home base.
Welcome to the A220 Customer Response Center. The A220 Customer Response Center is open 24/7 and is our first line of contact with the airlines. While developing the center, we spent a great deal of time looking at the best ways to support our customers, including benchmarking and focus groups. The result is the center behind me. The team is composed of licensed mechanics, avionics, duty managers, configuration management specialists, technical publication experts, and our AOG supply engineers who all together support the fleet. This is how it works for any new type of request coming in. A question will arrive into the team's inbox. The CRC specialist checks if they have a solution available, searching through our existing knowledge base and historical data, or if the solution requires additional information from colleagues. If they can identify the solution that their customer is looking for, they will address the issue via an official response through our CRM system. If it's not possible for them to respond, they will then assign the case to the most suitable team who will manage the case from there until final solution is identified. The interactive audiovisual system you see behind me gives us access to real-time information on what is happening with our A220 fleet. Globally, we look at world view of out-of-service aircraft and imminent out of service, the CRC inbox where new cases and emails are coming in, world view of the A220 fleet flight activities by region, phone call volumes, and on-time performance for case closure, and we keep a 24/7 news feed to stay aware of ongoing crisis. All of this content is 100% customizable, so it allows us to adapt to any situation. We'll be pleased to welcome you here in person in the future. We make it fly for you.